Quality or quantity? Which one is most important? Welcome to day 16 of 21 days to better loan processing. Today's topic is making the choice for quality or quantity. I used to be a mighty multitasker, teaching, attending conferences, working with builders, realtors, and title companies. I was always working on multiple projects. I was the queen of get her done. I did the work of a small army. It seemed like a good plan for productivity, but after a while, I began to function like an overloaded computer that needed to be cleaned and defragged. I went from feeling a little tired to experiencing complete exhaustion. Pretty soon, my body began to talk to me, a headache here, a cold there, and then came the chest pains. In a period of a few short years, I went from feeling young and healthy to having more Fred Sanford moments than I care to remember. I was sure I was having the big one, going to join my loved ones. Every time I was hospitalized, the diagnosis was stress. Not only was multitasking not working for me, it took me off my game and left complete mortgage processing in a very vulnerable space. While I was multitasking, someone came in like a thief in the night and stole what had become the cornerstone, the very lifeline of complete mortgage processing. We consulted an attorney right away, but what happened next was out of this world. The thief blew off our attorney and then dared us, to prove that what they stole was complete mortgage processing content. Suddenly, all the multitasking, all of the networking, all of the getting it done meant nothing. The very thing that sustained us had been yanked from underneath us like a rug. It forced us all to take a hard look at ourselves and decide what was more important, the quality of what we did in the mortgage industry or the quantity of events and public appearances. I promise to tell you what happened with our content thief at the end of this video. Hi, I'm Stephanie Graham, the Peak Performance Coach here at Complete Mortgage Processing. For more than 30 years, I've helped finance industry professionals take their careers to the next level. I'm sharing this part of our journey with you because all too often we're somehow convinced that more is better. Just take a look at the recent Wells Fargo scandal where 5,300 employees had to be terminated because they thought more was better, even if it meant doing something illegal. They compromised their integrity and made a personal sacrifice for what they believed would yield them more. I remember when I was hired by a bank whose individual processors were responsible for closing more loans per month than Complete Mortgage Processing did as a nationwide contract processing company. That was unbelievable. People skipped meals and slept on the floor to keep that machine pumping. It was very out of sync. Was more really better? Looking back, it's obvious that these loans were part of the housing crisis that took the entire country for a spin. As a loan processor, you may feel as though you're in a tug of war between submitting quality files and meeting the quantity demands of the originators you support. The reality is that they both go hand in hand. Borrowers and originators want the files processed quickly, while lenders want quality loans in their portfolio. Great loan processors are able to do both. If you find yourself navigating the murky waters that flow between quality and quantity, here are a few tips that will help you. Number 1, get clear on both the quality standards and quantity standards from day one. That includes being in the know about your personal goals as well as your team's goals. You should always be in the know about your performance. What standards are you already meeting or exceeding? And what standards are you working towards? Number 2, be aware of situations that could adversely impact both the quality and the quantity of your work, such as having inadequate resources and technology, or even having insufficient authority to do what you need to do. Here are a few examples of things that will adversely impact the quality of your work. For instance, having access to a fax, but you really need to have a scanner in order to do the processing work you have to do. Another one is not knowing how to upload, download, or convert images and documents that you receive during processing. Another example is using antiquated technology while you're working on two systems that don't talk to each other. This could mean that data entry has to happen multiple times so that your file shows up on each system. Another one is having to wait around for an approval because you don't have the authority to carry out the task that was delegated to you. All of these things have an adverse impact on the quality of your loan files as well as the quantity. Tip 3, keep the lines of communication open. Speak up when you're given an unrealistic file deadline. And also ask for help or additional resources when you find yourself frustrated or trailing behind. And number 4, know who you're working with or working for. On more than one occasion, I found myself dealing with an unscrupulous loan originator or mortgage broker. In each instance, I severed ties. In the instance where I was an employee, I spoke with a team leader and got reassigned to another loan officer. And in the instance where we were contract processors, we discontinued that relationship. Delivering a substantial number of quality files takes knowledge and efficiency. If you're in a situation where you're lacking in the area of loan processing quality or quantity, I highly recommend that you check out our Loan Processing Solutions course. It includes 7 comprehensive modules that can bring you up to speed fast. You can find out more details about the course at CompleteMortgageProcessing.com. I promised to fill you in on the story about our thief in the night. Well, like most thieves, they slipped up. Even though they changed most of the proprietary details when they created a knockoff version of our book, there was a single page left in the middle of the book which reads, "Complete Mortgage Processing has developed." Can you say busted? In the end, we settled out of court for an amount that covered Complete Mortgage Processing's licensing fees, the amount they earned from teaching a loan processing class with stolen content, our attorney's fees, and our agreement not to reveal their name. It was a huge lesson for all of us about what could happen when the main focus is on getting more and more. I hope that something I shared today will help you remember to focus on quality as much as focusing on quantity. That's it for today. Stay tuned for another segment of 21 Days to Better Loan Processing.